Okay, this is, I guess, my first Flush video. Welcome. Not that anybody besides me will ever see these, but hey, that's okay. So, today's Flush video will be about a comment that I saw on one of my favorite channels, and it was the responses to that comment. The lady had mentioned that it was okay not to always like your kids, but you'd always love them. And there was one person in particular, no names mentioned, that was kind of berating her, in my opinion, that the kids are a reflection of yourself, and if you don't like them, then there's something you're doing wrong. And I just want to clarify something. I'm a single mother of 3 kids. I promise you do not always like your kids. I always love my kids, no matter what. They are my world. But with the way kids are, and I remember myself as a kid, you don't always like them sometimes. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Just if you're having a hard day and you're a single parent or you're married and have help or whatever your situation is, just because you get so frustrated you feel you don't like your kids sometimes, that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you a bad parent. It happens. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like I've gotten questions all the time about being a single parent to 3 kids and why I sometimes use I well, okay. I used to ask for help. And you'd get people saying, "Oh, well, you're a parent. That's just part of being a mom. That's just comes with the responsibilities. You're the one that got pregnant, blah blah blah, whatever." And it's frustrating because just because yes, I got pregnant, yes, I'm a mom. I made the decision to be a mom doesn't mean that it's wrong of me to ask for help. People can ask for help in any kinds of different situations. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And I feel like it's wrong for it to be frowned upon just because someone asks for help. Like I had a cousin who told me, "Well, you're the one who spread your legs and got pregnant, so it's your responsibility." Yeah, that is my child, my responsibility. But I'm allowed to ask for help and it shouldn't be frowned upon. I hardly ever do it. Definitely less now than I ever did before because of how much hate you get for something like that. But there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And if someone says no, then they say no. It's not a big deal. I can handle it myself. It's just sometimes it's nice, not even necessarily to have someone there to help with stuff, just to have someone there to keep me company to pass the time while I do things with the kids just makes it less stressful, makes it easier to deal with everything, if that makes sense. Now, another thing. Well, wait, I'll probably save that one for a different video because that's a whole other thing on its own. Um, Being a single parent to 3 kids, I was raised most of my life in foster care. I got emancipated a few months before I turned 18. Okay. And I tell you what, they do not prepare you for the real world. I'm sure some people have had better experiences, but I did not. They did nothing to prepare me. I remember at 18 someone asking me for a blowjob, or they said BJ. I had no idea what the fuck they were talking about. And I was embarrassed because it's like, well, what? And so I had a friend and he told me, tell them no, and then I'll explain what it means. And then when he had to tell me, it was very, very embarrassing. Then, not to mention, yes, I had to pause right there for a second. The kids came downstairs and they don't need to hear me talk about this. Where was I? Right. Then just different things like that. And I had no idea what I was doing. I wasn't prepared for anything. I was very naive. I didn't know anything about the real world. I struggled and I struggled, and I thought I met somebody wonderful, you know? I thought I was in love, lost my virginity. And then turns out, as soon as I was pregnant, they left. I did not know any better. I do not blame myself for getting pregnant with my daughter, not having a job, not knowing what to do, because I was naive. I was not prepared for the real world. I knew nothing. Now, while I was pregnant with my daughter, I met my husband. He was there for the birth of my daughter, which he calls our daughter. He was there for absolutely everything. And it was wonderful. And then we got pregnant with our son. We had our son. And then he decided to leave us for quite a few years. Came back, wanted to rekindle things. You know, made things up, was talking to me, had gotten in trouble in the years he was gone and been in jail, just different crap, but he seemed like he was really sincere and wanting to make it up. So we rekindled, and dumbass that I am, got pregnant. He left after a few months, like a few months into the pregnancy. So on my own, 3 kids. Yes, some of those things I could have made better decisions, but that's how it ended up. And so, I'm a single mom, 3 kids, struggling. And so, yes, it's okay for me not to always like them, but I'll always love them. I just wanted to say that because, people look down on single moms or single parents, dads, anything like that, automatically thinking, oh, she's a whore, she's a hoe. She, has 3 kids, she can't even take care of them. They don't stop to think, okay, where's the dad? What's the situation? You don't, a lot of people don't understand what's actually going on. It's not my fault. I'm a single parent here struggling on my own. Now, I'm working as hard as I can to put my life forward and do the best I can for my kids. So I'm getting there. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm taking care of my kids. But it doesn't mean it's easy. And it doesn't mean it's wrong to ask for help sometimes or just company. Because, once you have 3 kids or kids on your own, and nobody wants to come over, nobody comes to hang out, which is fine because I'm not a people person. But anyway, that's just something I wanted to put out there and to talk about because there's nothing wrong with asking for help. So my first flush video, as I call it, and I really have no idea what the hell I'm doing with not Facebook, YouTube. No idea what I'm doing, so happy beginning of 2020, I guess. Bye.